Eric, please read the roll call.
Commissioner McGarrett,
Here.
Commissioner Rivers,
Here.
Commissioner Brown, Commissioner Pye,
Here.
President Hartman.
Here. If I can get everybody to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. I'll need a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the Finance and Subcommittee meeting of the Board of Commissioners and the meeting of the regular, minutes of the regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of the Park District dated April 18th, 2019.
I have a second. Any questions? Eric, please read the roll call.
Commissioner Rivers, Commissioner McGarrett,
Aye.
Commissioner Pye,
Aye.
President Hartman.
Aye. Okay. I'll need a motion to approve the agenda for tonight. There's no, other than what you submitted, Marilyn, that's it, right? It's just
We don't need the executive session. We can
Okay.
strike that from the back.
Okay. So again, I'll need a motion to approve the minutes of the Park District meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of
The agenda.
the agenda of the board meeting minus the executive session.
Second.
All right, I have a second. Eric, please read the roll call.
Commissioner Pye,
Aye.
Commissioner Rivers,
Aye.
Commissioner McGarrett,
Aye.
President Hartman.
Aye. All right, any commissioners' comments?
I do have some. So I want to thank the Park District, I want to thank everybody that we were able to go to the legislative session in Springfield. It was really a great couple days that we had. So the first day was Parks Day, where you get to the Capitol early, and you can see all the different displays of the Park District. I believe that you're thinking about possibly doing that next year for the Zion Park District. And we decided that we wanted to try and search out Melinda Bush and Joyce Mason, our new state rep. We were unable to see the senator because she was in sessions. We did, however, make contact with her legislative legislative aid,
Yeah.
Brittany. And then we went up to try and talk to Joyce. We were unable to see her. We talked to her aide and gave them cards, let them know that we were there. And then we went back to the Capitol to try and see the senator again. She was not available, and we ran into Joyce Mason, our state rep, so we were able to talk to her for a while, which was great making that contact. And then after the legislative meeting, they were unable to make the dinner, which we were hoping that they would make the dinner, but they were both had busy schedules. We went back after the sessions on Wednesday. And again, we were unable to meet with the senator or the state rep just because of their schedules. But again, we made another contact with each of their aides, and we made some, I think, headway, and they had remembered us from the day before. So I think making those contacts and building those relationships is important for our board and for the Park District. So maybe they're all able to help us out with, our needs in the future. I know that we had talked about possibly getting both of them up for seeing the Shiloh Center and what the Shiloh Center needs are, and having them maybe talk to some of the seniors during one of their programs that might help. So it was a really, really good conference. So I learned a lot.
Okay. Anything else? All right. Anything from the attorney? Thanks, Cheryl. Anything from the attorney?
No.
All right. I'll have to make a motion to approve the total paid bills.
I'll make a motion to approve the total unpaid paid bills of $124,676.30, and the total paid bills for $183,847.99, for an April grand total of $308,524.29.
I have a second.
No second.
I have a second. Any questions? Eric, please read the roll call.
Commissioner Pye,
Aye.
Commissioner Rivers,
Aye.
Commissioner Magera,
Aye.
President Hartman.
Aye. All right, director's report.
Yeah, I'm just gonna jump on what Cheryl said about Joyce Mason. She did come up for the Mama's Run, which the coalition sponsors, but is held here at the Park District. So that was last Saturday. So it was really nice to see her. Great that she's out supporting. I think that she is gonna be a good representative for us and is very interested in Zion and the Park District. So due to that session we went to about a spending bill possibility happening, a legislative spending bill. We will be trying to get her up here to do more of a tour with us, but definitely talking to her about it, because that was one of the questions she asked us when we were in the Capitol that day was, you know, what are our issues? So I think getting some of those things out in front, you know, we haven't had success yet in getting a grant to do that project at the Shiloh Center, and we've been trying, so maybe that's a possibility, who knows? Certainly wouldn't hurt us to try and do that. So
She was really up on all the issues.
Yeah.
For being new, I thought
For
she
being
was.
new, yeah, she was.
Really.
She has a great team.
Mhm.
Yeah, she does have a great team, and they do come to the coalition meetings monthly also. So, you know, there is contact with them. I've met all of them. And just wanted to point out from my report, the safety incentive program, we do this every year, and people have an opportunity to go above and beyond and really concentrate on safety program that we do put out. And so 13 people were receiving that extra pay for, and they have to work for it. They have to answer the safety question every time, every paycheck, or I don't know, a percentage of them at least, and go to all the safety trainings that we offer, which is one monthly. And so I think that's a really good program. We used to have them come and collect their checks here, and it's difficult for some of them to come back, so we're not doing that anymore. But I just wanted to remind you that this was the month that we do that. The special rec board dinner invitation was in your packet, and Teresa did ask me the other day who was going. So I have myself and Cheryl and Bill. Carolyn, are you going to go to that? It's on Wednesday, May 29th.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, I don't have that.
Okay, at the Shiloh Center. I have another one.
Caroline, I don't want to say no because I might be able to show up
Okay, I'll just put you on there.
yeah.
And I'll put you on there, Carolyn. So it is Wednesday, May 29th at the Shiloh Center, starting at 5 p.m. The dinner is included, and they'll have a short program, so it won't be real long, but it's good to support this, and since it's here in Zion, it's good for us to host all, you know, for you guys to be there as the agency. And then the charm workshop, I put that flyer in there also. Carolyn responded to my email about that. Cheryl responded, and so we're good. I will register you for that. Okay, both of you and myself and some of the staff are going. So that was all that I wanted to cover outside my report.
All right. Anything else? All right, next is, it's all you, ma'am.
Okay, we're going to swear in Bill and Cheryl as newly elected, or not newly elected, re-elected. So I have that. Oh, I put the camera away, but you probably should have it out.
Where's it at?
I put it back in the drawer.
In Christine's office?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I'll do it. I just have to dig up my purse at the bottom of my purse.
I think we could probably just do it together.
Yeah.
We're going to have to say the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't you two stand there? And I'll stand here. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I
I,
state your
Cheryl
name.
McGarrett,
Michael Martin,
Have been elected to the office of Park Commissioner
have been elected to the Park Office of Park
in the Zion Park District
Zion Park
of
District
the City of Zion
of the City of Zion,
in the County of Lake.
the County of Lake,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of Park Commissioner
of the Office of Park Commissioner
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
your reelection.
Thank you.
I'm very happy that you both ran and were reelected. Mark?
Got it for another
Get
6
one?
years.
Yeah.
In the picture.
Kinda?
6 years.
Yeah, I got.
I got a couple. Okay,
Yeah, I got a couple.
Well, it goes
I'm
back.
probably not very good
all
at
right,
it.
we can put them
I
together.
tried.
Okay.
I was very happy to do that, thank you.
I kept over saying it, and you kept over. Zion.
Well, you said the one thing real long, I think we
I
let
know,
you say.
yeah, I know. I broke it up after
Yeah,
that, I
thank you.
realized that was too long.
Where is Zion?
It's been a long time since I swore somebody in. That was probably 2 years ago when Carolyn was,
Okay, you're still up, Marilyn.
okay, so, you have to grant me,
Okay,
the,
I will do that.
the,
I will grant you the permission to go ahead and elect the officers of the board for the
Okay.
year of 19 and 20.
right. Okay, so, we're gonna start with the office of president. I will call for nominations for the office of president.
Anybody? All right, I got, although, you know, I've been the president for 6 years, and it's been an absolute blast, but I think I'd like to nominate Cheryl McGarrett for the next president.
Any further nominations? Okay, hearing none, I will entertain a motion to close the nominations for president.
I'll entertain the motion to close the nomination for Cheryl McGarrett for president.
Second?
Okay, then the motions are closed. All in favor of electing Commissioner McGarrett to the office of president signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, I will now entertain a call for nominations for the office of vice president.
I would like to offer the nomination of Bill Hartman for vice president.
So moved?
Hold on.
Oh.
Any further nominations for vice president? Okay, then I need a motion to close the nomination for vice president.
I make a motion to close the nomination for vice president.
Second.
Okay, you writing this down?
I'm not sure.
I got some of it. Okay, then I will say, all in favor of electing Commissioner Hartman to the office of Vice President signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, the next is the call for nominations for the office of Treasurer.
Nominate.
Go ahead.
Jessica for the role of treasurer.
I second it.
Any further nominations for Vice President?
Vice president?
All right.
No.
I mean, Treasurer, sorry. I'm going by this script. All in favor of electing Commissioner Pye to the office of treasurer signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations to our officers. Give the meeting back to President. Well, I don't know, what we do we change now?
I think you changed the next meeting.
Okay,
No.
okay.
Oh, no.
You change no. Yeah, what we do like that.
Yeah, we change it now.
No.
Present?
Huh?
Present?
So I'm giving the meeting back to the new president,
Okay.
Carol O'Gara.
Okay. So new business still for number 10.
I'm assistant. She's secretary. Yeah, something like that.
Yes, number 10. So, yes.
Okay. So appointments for the 2019 and 2020 fiscal year.
So we would like to retain attorneys Ansel Glink, Diamond Cope, Diamond Bush, DeCiani, and Craftifer. Secretary, me, you want to read this? Go ahead.
Sure, I didn't know if you were still in charge of this.
No, I gave it back to you
Okay,
now.
Secretary Marilyn Krieger, Assistant Secretary and Treasurer Eric Bradley, Director Marilyn Krieger, FOIA and OMA Officers Marilyn Krieger and Eric Bradley. So, go ahead.
I make a motion that we approve the offices of the attorney, secretary, assistant secretary, and treasurer, director, FOIA, and OMA officers listed on the sheet.
I second that.
Okay, do we need to take a voice vote on this? Great.
You can voice vote.
Okay. So, all in favor?
Do you have a motion?
Oh, yeah, do you have a motion?
No,
Should
you
we
did
do
the
this?
motion, so you have a motion and a
And a
second. Any further
Okay,
discussion?
yeah, any further discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Moving on to number 11, the designation of regular board and committee member meeting dates and times.
I maintained the schedule that we've had up to now, 7 p.m. on the third Thursday of the month with the Finance Committee at 6:30. These are the dates going out until the end of the fiscal year of April of 2020. Unless there's any questions. Okay, so entertain a motion.
I'll entertain a motion
All right, I'll
for the dates.
I make a motion that we approve the designated regular board and committee meeting dated for the dates listed on the sheet. For meetings monthly, third Thursday at 7, Finance Committee meeting at 6:30, held at the Zion Park District.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, so number 12, designation of depositories and district fund, for district funds.
So these are all banks that we have utilized over the past. Erica last year did some cleanup of this list. So this is banks that could hold bond money. This is banks that could hold our checking account. This is the bonds that hold our, or the banks that hold our reserves. So these are all of the depositories that the Park District may use over the next year.
Anybody have any questions before we take a
No.
vote? Okay, then I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we approve the Zion Park District authorization depositories for fiscal year 2019, 2020 of the Bank of New York Mellon, Fifth Third Bank, First Midwest, Huntington National Bank, IPDLAF, PFM, Asset Management, PNC, and US Bank.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Eric, can we have a roll call on that one?
Commissioner Pye,
Aye.
Commissioner Rivers,
Aye.
Commissioner Hartman,
Aye.
President McGarrett.
Aye. Number 13, resolution number 866, interfund cash movement of $50,000 from recreation to construction fund.
So it was budgeted in the 2018-2019 fiscal year for recreation to transfer $100,000 into the construction fund. And to the end of that fiscal year, we had not made this final transfer, so we want to do it this month so that it will reflect as the 2018-2019 receivable. That will start the construction fund off as we anticipate further costs for getting the pool going.
Does anybody have any thing they'd like to discuss before we entertain a motion?
No.
Jesse, did you have something?
Yeah. Do you think the money that helps the pool?
Well, that's what we, last year in the budget, we had the recreation fund paying the construction fund $100,000.
Yeah.
And when we talked about the pool renovation, that was one of the sources of financing for that project.
Okay.
So when we talked about that later, when we did the budget back in April, we were thinking about some other projects, but then we hadn't spent that money when we talked about the updates that we needed to do at the pool. So this was one of the areas that we were going to utilize. And we hadn't made the full transfer in the fiscal year, so we just need, it's a housekeeping thing, kind of.
Any other questions? I'll entertain a motion for resolution 866.
I make a motion, we approve resolution 866, interfund cash movement of $50,000 from recreation to construction fund.
Can I have a second?
Second the motion.
Okay, roll call, Eric.
Commissioner Pye,
Aye.
Commissioner Hartman,
Aye.
Commissioner Rivers, sorry.
Aye.
President
I
McGarrett,
got lost when you were there.
making sure you're still the
Very
same.
good here, President.
Okay, number 15, police ordinances, section, oh,
14.
14.
oh, 14. Oh, yes, it's an 865. Resolution 865, budget and appropriation ordinance.
So what we need to do at the meeting today is open the budget appropriation ordinance for review for the next 30 days. We will actually adopt the ordinance at the June meeting. So today, the motion would be to open it for public inspection. And then we will vote on passing it at the June meeting. We have to have it open for 30 days.
Okay, so,
Okay, so this is a required document
Okay.
for the budget process. And once we get to June, then we will pass the budget appropriation ordinance and we will sign it and take it to the county. So it's a required document for the fiscal year.
okay, so I'll entertain a motion for ordinance 865 to open.
I entertain a motion to open resolution 865, budget and appropriation ordinance for 30 days until the June meeting.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. All right, so now number 15.
Yeah.
Police ordinances, section 8.1, adoption of criminal offenses, 8.2, adoption of vehicle code, 8.3, adoption of City of Zion ordinances, and 8.4, penalties.
So if you remember when Chad was here and brought us all of the updated ordinances that he had in the book, he was still working on things, and I said we'd be looking at these over time. So this is one of the areas that is just kind of a cleanup, so that to make sure that we're adopting the criminal offenses that the state recognizes. As a police department, we're recognizing that and adopting that in our ordinances. The vehicle code, again, that's a state legislation that we're adopting. The City of Zion ordinances, then they are able to assist the City of Zion, and the City of Zion ordinances apply to all park property. So it covers the officers then for enforcing city ordinances as well as park district ordinances. And then penalties, we haven't had penalties in our codes previously, so they'd like to be able to do that. It's really, it just puts some teeth into if someone is violating an ordinance, especially if they're doing it over and over again, or it's causing some kind of a problem within the system, that there's a way for them to make a collection of fines to try and dissuade someone from doing an action, especially if it's a repeated.
So it's a written ticket that the,
Yeah, but it has a fine attached to it. Right now, we don't have any
Right.
ability to fine
Okay,
for
so-
the
So
ticket.
is it a ticket that we are,
Yes.
that we're giving? Okay, and is that ticket somehow linked to the City of Zion?
No, it will be this, it will be the Park District ticket. So he has put into place with the circuit court in Waukegan, so that we would go to court as our own police department, and we would collect the fine ourselves. It
That's
wouldn't
what I
go
was
to
gonna
the
ask,
city.
if we were
No,
gonna- okay.
yeah. So that's why it's in here, so that, because we really haven't ever had that ability before, and so he wants to, put that ability in there. And it makes sense,
Yeah.
he's trying to just put a little teeth into, if somebody is really flagrant about breaking ordinances, that it's not just a suspension, it's, that's pretty much where we've been, is just suspending people from park property. This adds a little more to it.
so do Ansel and Glink get involved, or is this strictly the police?
No, it would just be, it's just like if you got a ticket and the
Mhm.
officer came to
Okay,
court
court.
and
Okay.
said, yes, I gave him the ticket, it would go through like that.
Okay, any other questions
No.
before we take a vote? I'll entertain a motion for the, do we need to do them individually? Or
I
can we
think
do
we
them
can
all
do
at once?
them one, but just
Okay, I'll
in
make
your,
it,
in your motion, include everything.
Yeah.
okay, I'll entertain a motion for the,
I'll entertain a motion that we approve the police ordinance, section 8.1, adoption of criminal offenses, 8.2, adoption of vehicle code, 8.3, adoption of city Zion ordinance, and 8.4, penalties.
I second that motion.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, number 16, adoption of fund balance policy.
So, there's a statement of purpose on here, but basically, we have not had a fund balance policy, a written policy in the past. And with the new auditors, there were some documents that they suggested that we get in place that would help us to be more compliant in our financial situation. So what this does is it outlines our targets for where we would like our funds to be. So a good example, what was the example we used the other day?
Well, we were just saying that, so for example, if you personally in like your checking account or your bank account said, my goal is to have at least 3 or 6 months worth of expenses in my bank account in case something happened. It's kind of setting up something similar in our various funds to say that, okay, in the general fund or the recreation fund, at a minimum, we'd like to have X amount of reserves in that fund, just to help
keep the park district financially stable. And so what we want to do is kind of operate at a minimum within those targets. Those fund balance targets is really what it is.
Right, and if we want to, say we do really come up with a good capital project list and we need to bank some money, so the fund balance policy would be where we would say, okay, we are going to increase the construction budget, and our goal is this much because we have a project for that, and that way there would be a written policy in place that you guys had approved, so that if there were a tax objection to us keeping that amount of money over and above kind of what we should, that we have a purpose for that, and we have a goal for that. And so I think it's just a good fiscal responsibility of you guys making sure you know what our goals are here, and having it in a written policy. It's just a good
Setting the
financial measure.
parameters.
So we would set the parameters based upon best practice in a lot of situations, right? Our attorneys have positions on some of these levels. Some of it is just based upon the ability to levy. We have to be realistic, right? We can't, and some of them we may have to use a couple of levy cycles to get us where we want to be. Kind of like Eric was saying, we were happy to see a fund balance in public liability so that we have some reserves for if we have an unemployment claim that, because we're paying those outright instead of through a tax situation. So it's just a fiscally responsible way to do it, and it's been something that actually we've been talking about. We just never had it done, and now with this new audit firm suggesting that they would like to see that, we're going to work with them to do things the way that they would like to see, because we want to have good audit.
And like Marilyn said, some of the targets that are established in this policy are like best practice targets. And I think the last page says that the board will review the targets no less than every 3 or 4 years. I can't remember what it is. And we'll go back and look at, are these targets appropriate, and do we need to increase them, decrease them? Is it 5 years? Okay.
I think that was suggested by the attorney.
By our attorneys. Right.
So, I think that's good too, right? Just stay on top of it and make sure that we're kind of following our own policy.
Anybody have any other questions?
No, I was listening to it and it sounded vaguely familiar to what I was talking about, having the backup band, some contingency on the docks. But
Yeah.
I get it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and it's just the outline of how to have that contingency in place. So yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion for the Zion Park District Fund Balance Policy.
Make a motion that we approve the Zion Park District's fund balance policy.
Second that motion with you.
Can I just do a roll call? Do I need a roll call on this one? Or am I good?
Probably not a bad idea.
Okay, we'll do a roll call on this one.
Okay. Commissioner Pye?
Aye.
Commissioner Hartman?
Aye.
Commissioner Rivers?
Aye.
President McGarrett?
Aye. All right. Number 17, agreement with City of Zion for farm market on park property.
So we have been doing a farmer's market with the city since I was the superintendent of recreation, so that's been 10 years plus, probably 10 or 11 years. And it was just a handshake agreement that we had in place previously. It has struggled a little bit over the past couple of years of where they're going to have it and how it's going to work, and we had some concerns about the management of it, So we took a license agreement from Paderma's archives, and we made it fit our farm market agreement with the dates that we were going to have it, that we were cross-indemnifying each other, that they were going to be responsible to make sure that all the vendors had the COIs and the things that we require from all of them instead of us require, so they would be responsible. And so it's a written document. So it really just is a way for both of us to know exactly who's responsible for what and what the agreement is for using the property for the farmer's market. We're very supportive of the city to do the farmer's market. It's just formality.
And is it our police or city's police that will monitor that?
Well, I don't think we've really had an issue with police there, but it would probably be either or, because if there's a disturbance and we don't have a ranger on duty, the Zion Police is going to come there anyway. So if there were to be a disturbance, we would, it's just whoever's around, right? Probably a ranger would go there if there was an issue and they were on duty. But we work really, that's one thing that Chad has done really well, is worked on that cohesion with the Zion Police Department. We work very well with them. That relationship is solid, more so than it was. So,
Okay.
so I think it's a win-win for both.
Right.
It's just really formalizing something we've been doing for a long time.
Any commissioners have any questions? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll entertain a motion that we approve the agreement with the city of Zion for the farmer market on park property.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, now we've got number 18, agreement with CapturePoint.com for upgraded community pass registration software.
So currently, we are using Vermont Systems for our program registration software at the front desk and online for people to register for programs, and as the point of sale downstairs for passes and daily fees entering into the Sports Arena Fitness Studio. And so we've been kind of looking for a new company to take over that. There have been some issues with Vermont that we weren't happy with. So Christine found this, she actually researched several there's a lot of park districts to ask questions and find out what people are using, but Christine has done a lot of very thorough research. And this is the program that we think really will match our needs most specifically. One of the things our attorney did ask for some changes to the contract that they sent us. You can see this is a very lengthy, very involved contract. The one thing I'm very happy to say is that this company was very willing to work with us and make all the changes requested by our attorney. In fact, today, Jim caught one more thing that was that he wanted stricken out of this contract, and they took care of that. So the copy that you guys have still has this line in it, but the copy we're going to sign has this removed. So that was the final issue that we had, and they were willing to work with us. It was the indemnification. So I'm very happy to know that they are willing to meet us, especially on a contract that obviously they've probably spent a lot of time on, because it's a long, involved contract, but they're willing to work with us and want to work with us, and I think that goes towards a really good relationship, especially in this, because it's a big thing, right? Getting the registration software done, and then the point of sale, and we'll be rolling this out to not only this facility, but we'll also be using it at Herman Park, which is going to be brand new, that we have the ability to do that at that facility. So I think it's a really good program. We're very excited to get it going, and the fact that they have worked with us through this lengthy contract, and it's approved by our attorneys, I think we're good to go.
I know that there's been a lot of need and, or I should say want for that phone-in or online registration. That's
Right.
been a
Yes.
really,
Yes.
And we're hoping to incorporate the pool too, so then we don't
Oh,
have to
yeah.
do it all by hand.
I forgot about that.
what do you mean by
too.
the pool?
So right now we hand tally all entrances into the pool, and this
Okay.
this system will do that automatically, and it'll also take payments automatically. It's a 2-entry system that we do right now, and it'll be a 1-entry system where it'll all just flow. So RecTrack no longer supports what we have, so we had to look at other options.
Mhm.
So we think this one will. The staff are very excited about it.
What was the price of the old one, do you remember? Comparative?
6,000 for RecTrack, and this one's
A year.
for a year.
Yeah.
This
Right.
one's a little bit more. but-
So there's a $7,000 one time, and that's really to get everything up and running, and the annual fee is $10,500. But that is because we added 2 more facilities
And-
onto it,
Right.
and I think that
We ordered the camp one too, remember?
right, and the online interface for people, I think is gonna be much easier, because our RecTrack is difficult. People have a hard time, they usually have to call and get walked through it, you know,
Right.
it's not really user-friendly. So this, I think, will be much better.
And we also opt to purchase the camp section one, where parents will be able to go and fill all the forms out that we require online and submit them, instead of coming in and it's a big packet. They'll be able to do that all online and submit that back in to the system, and so we'll have that for.
I always appreciate that when my kids were able to,
Right, so you would just update every
Yeah.
year to sign in and account.
Good.
So.
Yeah, so it's got some really nice features. And again, you know, they've been great to work with, and, you know, so we're excited about moving forward with them.
Any questions? Okay, I'll entertain a motion for the agreement with CapturePoint.com.
Second motion to implement the new capture point system for the Park District for, I guess, the year 2019.
Yeah.
To upgrade the community pass registration software for Zion Park District.
Was that correction added in there already? Was that what we were talking about? Thought there was a correction going to be
It
added?
was
in there?
added, yeah.
It was
It's-
added,
It's in
so
the
we
one
don't
we're
have
gonna,
to?
it's in the one we're gonna sign, yeah.
All right. I
No,
will
we don't
second.
have to, yeah, we don't have to.
Okay, I'll second.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, and I told him we might have to do it contingent, but it's not, it's done.
Okay.
I'll second.
Roll call, Eric?
Commissioner Pye,
Aye.
Commissioner Hartman,
Aye.
Commissioner Rivers, President McGarrett.
Aye. Okay, moving on to number 19. So we're going to do all this in one motion, is that correct, Marilyn? The approval of the staff recommendation for bid 201901 for the skid steer loader, bid 201902 for the wood chipper, and bid 201903 for the wide area mower.
I think we should probably do it separately.
Okay. So the first one we have here is for the skid steer loader.
Yeah.
What the heck is that?
So the skid steer loader is a 3-year, lease purchase.
Can you back up?
Yeah,
What is a steel?
skid steer.
Yeah.
So it's one of those little machines that has the bucket on the front, and the driver sits in it right here, and it's pretty compact little thing, but it works the bucket, but it also has other implements you can put on the front of it. Use it for construction. What else?
Loading, moving dirt, moving material primarily, other than when you can use it for other attachments.
Oh,
And there's a wide variety of attachments.
Yeah, some people would buy them and use them to they put a snow blower on the front in the winter time, and they clear sidewalks. You It's a pretty versatile piece of equipment for maintenance. So this is a 3-year lease purchase. So the total contract is $52,569. The first year would be due $18,486, and then it breaks down the other ones. It also includes the tooth bar attachment. What does the tooth bar do?
Yeah.
It's part of the bucket.
Oh, okay, so it makes the bucket instead of a straight blade,
It has
tooth
teeth
blade.
on it, so
Got
it's more for soil, digging in soil.
Then after 3 years, is it ours? What I go back?
No, it's ours then.
Okay.
So there it is, that's what I was wondering.
Oh.
Right, 'cause-
Okay,
No.
because
it's-
leasing to me means it's
Yeah.
going back.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
It's
a-
a final payment of $1.
Oh,
On
okay.
that. With
That
the
makes more-
third year payment and $1, it's ours.
Okay, that makes more sense, because
Right,
I
so
thought it had to
It is,
go.
it's a lease
Yeah,
purchase, that's why they
okay,
say it that
lease
way,
purchase.
because we're basically leasing it for 3 years and they're, you know,
Okay.
but then we purchase it at the end.
All right. Does anybody have additional questions? Jesse, any other questions? You're good? Okay.
Only under the warrant.
Okay, well, I will entertain a motion for bid 201901.
I entertain a bill for 201901, the skid steer loader, Burris Equipment, and it's a 3-year contract for $52,569.
I second it.
Eric, can you do a roll call?
Commissioner Hartman,
Aye.
Commissioner Rivers,
Aye.
Commissioner Pye,
Aye.
President McGarrett.
Aye. Okay, now we're gonna move on to bid 201902, which is the wood chipper. And is this the same situation with the bid to purchase? I mean, lease to purchase?
This is-
Wait a minute.
No,
Oh,
this,
wait,
no, this one is
Wood
a
chipper.
Outright purchase.
This is your file, right?
Yes, this is
mixed
a,
up the other one.
it's an outright purchase.
Okay.
We have had a wood chipper on the wish list of the maintenance department for 10 years. I really believe that it has been 10 years. So it would be really exciting to actually make this happen. And with the number of trees that we've been cutting down and the amount of brush that entails, you know, having a new piece of equipment to take care of that is, and we still have a lot of trees to take care of. So it really would be beneficial to the maintenance department.
What happens now, since you don't have one? What do you do?
We have one right now, it's just,
Out.
it requires a lot of extra maintenance
Okay.
due to its age and the amount
It's
of
probably
hours.
past its life for 10 years. Yeah, that's, I mean, that's really realistic.
Really?
It's,
34,000 isn't bad for one of those, is it?
No. And it's a really good machine. It's top of the line that we're getting, so it'll last another 20, 30 years, hopefully, not quite that long, but
if necessary.
if necessary.
And I see that they went down to meet our budget, which was nice.
Right.
Okay, any other questions or comments before we? Okay, I'll entertain a motion for bid number 201902.
You're on a roll.
I understand the motion, some grandkids today, for bid number 201902, for the purchase of a wood chipper from the Moorbark Beaver, the Alexander Equipment Company. It's brand Moorbark Beaver M12R wood chipper, for a total price of $34,261.45 to meet the needs of the Zion Park District.
Do I have a second?
I second it.
Eric, roll call.
Commissioner Hartman,
Aye.
Commissioner Rivers, Commissioner Pye,
Aye.
President McGarrett.
Aye. Okay, now on to our last bid, number 201, 901. This is a skid steer loader. No, wait, I'm mixed up. This is the wide area mower. Goodness sakes.
Come on,
Okay.
farm girl.
I'm a new president. Okay, so is this the same lease to purchase on this one? Or-
Correct.
Okay.
So it's a 3-year lease purchase for a wide area mower, also known as a WHAM. So, again, the breakdown is listed on the bid documents. Really, the boulevards, wide mowing on those is big. It gets a lot of turf done in a short period of time. And we do a lot of mowing ourselves still, so it's just going to be efficient. And we have some very old machines now, again, like everything, the equipment has been hanging on because we just really haven't had the wherewithal to replace it. So it will make a big difference on, and keeping the parks mowed is important to this whole community. People spend a lot of time interacting with us when they're not done. There's there's a lot of people who get upset when we get behind, which is very easy to do with the amount of parkland that we have to mow. But hopefully this will help. And I think the program has been doing really well the past couple of years, but this will certainly make a difference.
Did I ever do steel work?
I think, do they have both of those wide area mowers working?
We have 2 that are operating right now, yes.
About
This will
for
be
how
a
long?
3rd.
Well,
I'm sorry?
yeah.
You're not sure for how long though?
Well, they're 90s models.
90s.
Yeah. You'd be pushing
That was a
them
long
here, so-
time ago.
Yeah.
So this is the opportunities that we have now that we never had before,
Right.
because we have
Right.
gotten some,
There.
some financial
Right.
stability. That's why we're here.
Any other questions?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll entertain
To
a
get
motion
in
for
return.
bid number 201, 903.
I'm going to pay the motion for the bill payment for, let's see here, for the Reindeer Incorporated, as specified under the LMS contract. The Toro Groundmaster 4000 D-wide area mower to be purchased for Design Park District for use at the amount of $61,347.57 for a total 3-year contract.
Have a second?
I'll second it.
Eric, roll call?
Commissioner Pye,
Aye.
Commissioner Hartman,
Aye.
Commissioner Rivers, President McGarrett.
Aye. Number 20, recommendation to engage 3D Design to draw plans for improvements to Shepherd Crook Clubhouse.
Okay, this is what I added to the agenda, so I'm going to show you the picture. Alan talked to 2 firms about getting concept drawings for Shepherd's Crook. The main thing that and they've been talking back and forth, we decided we'd like to go with Dan Dalziel 3D Design, mainly because he really has a lot of good ideas. We really liked his presentation. He's very excited about working at Shepherd's Crook. He golfs at Shepherd's Crook. He's relatively local in Grays Lake, so that's a nice feature. He'll stick with us if we, make a design decision on the construction and all that. But really, it is to nail down some designs for the patio, first of all, because right now there is a
Canopy?
canopy, thank you. The canopy over the back patio. Canopy will be up this year, but it's really reached the end of its life too. There's some tears, so when it rains, it leaks. So it really is at the end of its life. So we have to decide, are we going to spend money on a new canopy, or are we going to maybe come up with a permanent solution back there that would give us a little more opportunity for expanding from the inside out, you know, maybe making the whole area back there bigger. If you had a bigger group inside, maybe with the outdoor space and the doors opening to it, you could have bigger events there. Those are all kind of concept things that he would be looking at. So this is the part that he's doing now. It's not, this is what we're going to do. Here are some ideas of ways that we could enhance the clubhouse as it is. You know, Alan's got ideas for moving forward for, you know, since we did our facility assessment, you know, things that could be updated there. It is one of our newest facilities, but if we don't want it to fall in disrepair like the rest of the facilities that are older, you know, it's time to start looking at.
And it's making the most money.
And it is doing very well. It's our one enterprise fund, and it is doing well. And so putting some money back into it will pay us back, I'm pretty sure. So this is really a opportunity to get some concepts on paper, which then will give us an idea of what is that going to cost us? How's that going to move forward? It's one of those things that we need to do as we look at how are we going to move forward. You know, what do we need to do? So the contract is for professional fees total $12,150. That is a kickoff meeting and base map preparation, concept design, alternatives and design refinement, final design, budget estimates, and preparation for park board presentation. So they're in it to really give us a thorough design concept to look at for Shepherd's Creek, and I think we're at that point.
And Ellen's still thinking putting a deck on.
Well, that's one of the things that we have to figure out, what's the possibility of doing that, because if we add covered, you know, a roof space above the deck, that is one of the questions. Is the building built to such a way that you can support
That deck.
that? If that's the case, then yeah, maybe we could go up and do a deck up there. If that's not the case, then maybe that's not a possibility, that we have to, you know, keep it all on one level. But that's one of the things that's going to be kind of investigated through this process, is, you know, how that's going to work. And some of it has to do with the way the building was built and how you know, add on to it that way. That may be another thought too, is, you know, when that building was designed, it was designed to add to the south. We have that whole parking area to the north where right now the Rotary tent is up there. So those are maybe some alternative design concepts that we'll talk about, is, you know, what is the best thing? Is it that area in the back, or do we add to the south end? Do we add to the north end? Do we do something different? This is the vehicle to kind of flesh out those ideas and actually get an idea of, you know, what that's going to cost with the alternatives. And, you know, he's going to lay it out for us that you can do pieces at a time, which is how we'll probably have to do it.
Make
So-
it in sections.
Yeah, that, you know, that it's not going to be an all or nothing thing. He knows that that's not going to work for us. So that was one of the discussions we already had.
Okay, anybody have any additional comments or questions? Okay, well, I'll entertain a motion for the recommendation to engage 3D Design to draw plans for improvements to Shepherd's Crook Clubhouse for the fee proposal of $12,150.
I'll also Make a motion for the, let me see, I didn't get the last number. Recommendation for the 3D design to be drawn up for the improvements to the Shepherd's Brook Clubhouse for the proposal price of $12,150.50. Or is it
Zero,
zero?
yes, 0, 0.
0, 0.
I'll second it.
Eric, roll call.
Commissioner Pye,
Aye.
Commissioner Hartman,
Aye.
Commissioner Rivers,
Aye.
President McGarrett.
Hi. So we are not doing executive session? Nope. Okay, so now I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
All in favor?
You've done great work here tonight.
Any opposed? Done. Stamp.
Thank you.
Whoa.